This is Sridhar from Kodada Residential Branch. Today I would like to say a lesson called The Journey. Okay. Firstly, dear children, now we should know the academic standards. What are the academic standards to be maintained? First thing, what are the academic standards? The academic standards are listening and speaking. First one. And second one is reading comprehension. So first skill is listening and speaking. So LSRW we already have. That is listening, speaking, reading and writing. Four skills we have. We have to, as a students, we have to develop all these skills. So in the classroom activity, when the teacher is going on, when the teacher is saying something, you have to listen carefully, attentively, so that 75% of the knowledge you can gain in the classroom itself. Next, by speaking, we can improve our communication skills through our speaking. So the priority is given for listening as well as speaking. Next one is reading comprehension. So reading comprehension, where do we get the reading comprehension? Right from 6th class to 10th class. So in the paper one, reading comprehension is first one. First one is the reading comprehension. So they'll give a passage, scene passage from the textbook, and they'll ask you some MCQs, multiple choice questions, as well as question answers. So by reading the complete passage, then we can get all these things. So we should understand what the concept is, what is the textual thing, okay, what are the characters, what is the theme and everything. Then only we can able to answer these questions in the reading comprehension. So in nearly it covers paper 1 in 10th class. When we consider the reading comprehension skills, the paper 1 when we take 10 plus 10 marks, we have first of all 4 MCQs, 4 ones of 4, and next one is question and answers are there, 3 questions, 3 to the 6. So 4 plus 6, 10. Next one is a poem, or maybe either from A or B or C. Any content they'll give, that is a passage or a poem they'll give. They'll ask you MCQs as well as questions. 3 MCQs, 3 ones are 3, and 2 questions, 2 ones are 2, 5. So overall 10 plus 5, 15 marks we gain in paper 1. And when we consider paper 2 we have 3 passages, 3 5 is 15 marks. So 15 plus 15, 30 marks we can able to score in reading comprehension. So passage plays a vital role in the English. Next one is vocabulary. So vocabulary, how to improve our vocabulary skills. Vocabulary means here the glossary, the meanings. What type of meanings are used? Not the textual, but so many unseen meanings are also used in the textbook, so that we have to refer the dictionary so that we can improve our vocabulary skills. Next one is grammar. Without grammar, there is no English at all. So grammar adds a glamour to the language. So different types of grammar we have. A textual grammar we have, non-textual grammar also we have. So textual grammar based on the textbook, they'll give the grammar part after the lesson, and non-textual grammar which comes in paper 2, that is 3 marks they'll ask. For that 3 marks we have to go with right from the basics onwards, that is parts of speech onwards we have to go with, tenses we have to go with, okay, direct indirect speech we have to go with, degrees of comparison, if classes, no sooner, hardly, scarcely, barely, in these type of grammar which comes from 6th class onwards, and it continues the till engineering. It continues engineering also. First sem we have the grammar, up to there it is useful. So conventions of writing, next one. So in the academic standards, this is the fifth one, that is conventions of writing. Conventions of writing comes through practicing the writing. Okay. Conventions of writing means, in 6th class we have the punctuation marks. So punctuation marks carries a comma, full stop, apostrophe, and all these things, exclamation, exclamatory mark, and all these things. So the conventions of writing is useful in that way. So one should know where to keep the comma, where to keep the full stop, and all, the students particularly. So next one, lastly, we come across this creative expressions. Creative expressions means nothing but discourses. The discourses are in two ways. What is that? One is oral discourse, the second one is writing discourse. Oral means orally we can say, for example, the debate is there, speech is there, these all comes under oral discourse. The next one, discourses are of two types, that is major discourse, minor discourse. Major carries 10 marks, minor carries 5 marks. And major discourse we have choice, and whereas in the minor discourse we don't have any choice at all. So major and minor, both the discourses will come right from 6th class onwards, but in 10th class presently we have paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1 we have 10 plus 5 15 marks in paper 1, 10 plus 5 15 marks in paper 2. That is discourses carries 30 marks. So out of 80, 30 marks it covers. So we should be careful in the discourses. So one should know how to write all the discourses. The major discourses we have, minor discourses we have. For example, major discourses when we take in paper one, that is CD disc. CD disc means C stands for choreography, D stands for drama script or play. Next one, D stands for a description, I stands for interview, and S stands for story or narration, and lastly C stands for conversation. So in that way, all the major discourses will be covered in paper one, and in paper one only minor discourses, notice, message, diary. So these are the minor discourses in paper one. And coming to paper two, LB3. LB3 means a letter. Letter is of two types. Again, formal and informal letter is there. B stands for biographical sketch. Okay, S for speech. Okay, R for report writing. Report writing is also of two types. One is a school report for the school magazine, and second one is a public report. Okay, what happens in the newspaper, the accidents or any incidents comes under the report. Next one, lastly, E. E stands for essay writing. Okay, these are the major discourses which comes in paper 2. And what are the minor discourses in paper 2? Paper 2 minor discourses are PIP. PIP means P stands for poster, I stands for PIP, no? So P stands for poster, and profile. P stands for profile, and I stands for invitation. These are the three discourses which we have. And newly in this 10th class only, new things are added. They are, in the placards. How to write the placards and slogans. These two are newly added in 10th class. So one should know what is the hot topic going on in the society or in Telangana, first of all. Then these topics will be covered in the form of paper 2. Paper 2 means all the general topics will be given. So one should be aware of all these general topics. Next, coming to the lesson, the today's lesson, the journey. Then first of all, we have in textbook we have two things. What are they? Style sheet reflection, face sheet reflection. So both it reflects the ideas of the students. So dear students, so first of all, when we see the journey lesson, a picture is given to you very clearly. A boy is hugging his father. Then based on that, we have to create some questions. For example, the first question is, what is the theme of the unit? What is the theme? Human relations. We could see very clearly in the textbook that it maintains every theme, every unit covers one theme, one particular theme. So in 10th class textbook we have 8 units, and 8 units covers various themes. It is having various themes. The second question is, so for example, first question, what is the theme of the unit? The theme is human relations. The present lesson is human relations. And secondly, what did you observe in this picture? So in the picture, what did you observe? A boy is hugging his father, okay, because with love and affection, and maybe the boy felt very happy. Maybe the father wants to see the happiness on the face of the child. Maybe he did something for the child. So various reasons are there. The third question, how many siblings do you have? In general question. So general question, the children will come up with the different answers. For example, okay, yes. And one of the boys says that he is having a brother and a sister, a brother, younger brother, and sister is elder. So in that way, this is the style sheet reflection. Next, coming to the face sheet reflection. Face sheet reflection, what is the accept about? Accept means here in the textbook they gave about an 72-year-old man who wrote his feelings in the diary, in the form of a diary. And he wrote about his feelings that he was sitting alone, and he feels that he is nothing because nobody is taking care of him. Okay, and he tries to reach them with a smile, but nobody cares. So he wants to try, he wants to reach them, but nobody cares him, as if he is nothing because he is old. That's why. And now see, these type of incidents we might have come across in our day-to-day life also, that we neglect the old people, but we can get they are like a treasure. We can gather most of the information, most of their experiences will be useful for us. So here, what is the accept about? Accept is about an old man and his feelings. Okay, and the secondly, how do people respond to the old man's plight? Plight means here the sad situation, because he is very sad. He feels so sad because nobody cares him. Nobody, they neglects him a lot. That's why he is worrying a lot. So how do people respond to the old man's plight? Means he tries to reach them, but how do they respond? There is no response from the people. They feel that as if he is nothing, as he is very old. They never carry him and all. The thirdly, how should old people be treated? So generally, when in our houses, grandfathers and grandmothers will be there, how do we treat them? Okay, so how do we treat with love and affection? We have to treat so that they can share their love and affection and their experiences, so we can learn so many things from them, as they are the treasure. So next, oral discourse. What is the oral discourse given in the present lesson, the journey? So description they give. So description means actually what is called description. So description is a major discourse and it carries 10 marks. Now how to write the description? So the definition of the description is that describing the picture in your own words. Okay, reflect on the theme, people, events, okay, about the old man, etc. Here. So, what is the significance of the title? For example, the journey. The present title is the journey. So, what is the significance of the title? Why did the author choose the title as the journey? Because life is a journey. Nothing but we compare the journey as a life. Because like a flotsam and jetsam, the like a river, our life goes on with the happiness, sadness, and all the feelings. It's an admixture of all the feelings. So, second one, how do you feel when the holiday continues over an extended period? For example, now the coronavirus is going on. The first of all, this is first at 10 days, next to 15 days, 20 days. In that way, they go on extending the thing. And how do we feel now? Staying in the houses and lockdown is going on. So how do one feel? Students or teachers and all the people, how do they feel? Okay, what are their feelings? What is there? First of all, lethargy creeps. Lethargy in the sense laziness. Laziness improves a lot as the holiday continues over an extended period because it is going on extending. So one becomes very lazy. Okay, and this is the right time to learn all the skills also, even because free time we are getting. Actually summer holidays means you the children, what will you do? You learn swimming or you learn dancing or different activities you involve in. Now this is also the right time you can involve in. You can online exams are going on, so many things we can learn. The drawing also we can learn. Okay, next singing, drawing, dance, so many things we can learn. Essay writing competition, we can involve in all these things. Next, do you know the difference between the porter and the potter? Porter, Porter. The spelling is porter. Porter means one who carry luggages is called a porter. So generally we can see the porters or the coolies in the railway stations. We can see in the bus stops. We can see. Okay, the people they help us. They help us carrying heavy loads because if there are old people, then these people will help them and they can take some money from them. They are called porters. And porter, Potter, potter. Potter means one who makes pot. Pot is there already in that. So Potter, potter. So one who makes pots is called a potter. So Potter we got in 10th class. That is the second lesson, second unit we got. The brave Potter. So actually he is not brave, but how he becomes brave and all. It's a very humorous story, funny story. One can learn something from that lesson. Now, what is the opposite of initially? Initially means finally. Initially means starting. Finally means ending. So initial means starting. Final means ending. So initially LLY. So there is a LLY. Initial we added LY. So what is that? Suffix. So finally, initially, finally. That is the suffix. Next, the meaning. When you come to the meanings, dilly dally. So many interesting meanings are given in this, which is not a part of the dictionary even, which comes from only from the lesson, only from the lesson. That is dilly dallying. Dilly dallying means taking a long time to make a decision or to do something. That is called. So next one, suffix of initial, initially. Okay. So balance. What is the prefix of balance? Imbalance. So in that way, prefix means when we add something to the root word. That is in the beginning, then it becomes a prefix. When we add something at the end of the word, that is called suffix to the root word. Next, my education had made me shun physical labor. So this is one quote from this lesson, particular lesson. So as we are educated, education shuns physical labor. So physically we can't do any work in this. Now, previously we discussed about the description. So parameters we'll go through the description, how to write the description, how to make the description. Now we go through the parameters. So for example, a description. A description is a picture in words that helps the reader see, hear, or feel something that the writer has experienced. So the writer is having different experiences. He wants to share everything with us, so we can describe in our own words. Now begin with interesting opening sentences that tell what the description is about. So interesting sentences they'll use, and we can able to go with. Next one, include important details about what you are describing, what you are going to describe. For that we need to maintain some points, and we have to arrange the points in an order, and sequence of sentence, tense, everything follows. Next one, put details in time order or in order of importance. According to their importance we have to arrange the sentences. Next one, end in a way that wraps up the description. So how to end the description is also plays a vital role. So description, how to end also plays a vital role. Next, proper sequencing of ideas. First of all, we have to arrange the ideas in a sequential order so that we can arrange the ideas also. Giving personal reflections on the event or persons. Maintaining conventions of writing. I told you as if earlier, that is about the conventions of writing, that is punctuation marks. Proper punctuation marks also is to be used. Next, reflections on the event or person. So, what are the reflections about the event, particular event, or about the person? Now, present lesson is about the journey. Let us come to the journey. I told you, as if I told you earlier, that the journey is nothing but life, how the life goes on. Is it a smooth sailing or on no the journey on the ocean? How it will be? So let us see. So here the other is Eshi Dorji Tongchi. He is a Assamese literature. He is a IAS officer, and he narrates or he describes here his own feelings. So the present lesson, the journey, what type of genre it is? Yes, the genre is it's a narration. So it comes under narration. So let us see the first paragraph, what is given here. So after spending a leisurely Sunday at home, the very thought of returning to work on Monday is tiring. Yeah. So here he spent a lot of time in the house and now he wants to attend his job. And how does he feel? He feels very lethargy. Lethargy, as I told you earlier, that lethargy is nothing but laziness. He feel very lazy because as the holidays are going on extending, we feel very lazy to attend the job. Lethargy creeps in if the holiday continues over an extended period. So the period is extending, going on extending. That's why we feel very lazy when the holidays are continuing for a long time, prolonged for a long time. And this is how I feel. This is how I felt when I was preparing to return to my place of work after spending the 6 months at home. So, after spending 6 months at home, he feels very lazy to attend his job. The fact is that what is the reason behind that? He has to leave behind his newlywed wife and go to far off place did not help either. So he came to the village on one special purpose. What is that? To get married. To get married. Okay, according to his own traditional customs. And the parents, his parents had made a match or seen him a particular match. So he wants to get married. That's why he came to his village from the workplace, and now he was staying in the village and he wants to get married. And the fact is that what is the reason behind this, that he don't want to go to his workplace, is that he don't want to go there because he don't want to leave his newlywed wife and go to the far off place. It did not help either. Both the things will not help either. Obviously I did not want to go, that's why he don't want to go to the workplace. Next, however, I finally did decide to go. So finally he decided to go. Where he has to go? He has to go to his workplace. Why he has to go? Because marriage will increase the responsibility and he has to get earn some money and he has to look after the family. That's why he has to go there. So I did not have much to carry by way of luggage. So he doesn't have much luggage while he was coming because they are living in a hilly region, hilly terrains. So just a trunk box he carried. While coming, he bought only one trunk box. And ours is a hilly terrain. So the other lives in a hilly terrain. Hilly terrain means mountain regions. So there what happens, the transport facility may not be there. So here he has to cross two hills and he has to reach his house. So he doesn't have proper transportation and no motorable roads even. And that's why there is no certainty that we are ever going to have any roads. Means in the future also they won't get any roads because it is a mountains. They can't break the mountains and they can't make the roads. It is not possible at all. That's why next, I had come home this time round for a special purpose, to get married. As I told you earlier that he came to home to get married on one particular reason is there, that is he wants to get married. Okay. And next, time flew. My parents had arranged my marriage according to the customs of our tribal society. According to the tribal society, his parents had arranged a match, and accordingly he came there and he married the girl. Time flew, and 5 months into my marriage I realized it. So finally, how many months he passed? I mean, how many months he stayed in the village along with his parents? Nearly 5 months he stayed, because as he got newly married, he wants to spend the time with her. So he stayed there in the village. Okay, and then what did they give? Initially, I thought of extending my leave. So initially, as I told you, what is the meaning of initially? Beginning. So initially means in the beginning from when he came from there, that is the workplace. What did he decide? I finally decided against it. Sorry. Initially, I thought of extending my leave. So in the beginning, he thought of